Hey folks, Wolf Driver coming at you live from one of the farm areas we run. And in case you don't know me, I have 4 Huskies I run. Been having Huskies in my family for about 25 years now. And Huskies a challenging breed because of all the, I guess, stubbornness, you could say. They're aloof, they're very independent, kind of like wolves actually. They're ancestors. So I have a special way I train them. I've been trained by one of the best. Come on, Jay! Now I just called his name. You'll see him come right to the right. And that's how we do it. He comes right out. You need to be able to have that kind of communication with this breed, and respect, or I'm not trying to discourage anybody, but they'll chew you up and spit you out. They're just tough. Now, there's a lot of ways to do it. So I found a way that works for me, but the key in all of it is making sure, I'm just doing a turn here, folks, and you'll get a view of the princess in a second. Now I know, and I apologize, that's Zorro and Chase. I totally apologize about the such wide angle. I don't have a cameraman with me today. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Now Princess is to my left. You can see her just in view. Okay, she's just coming through the road. She was what I call shortcut. She cut across the field. She knew where I was going, and I let her do that because usually when I'm training dogs, I don't let them shortcut me. I don't let them anticipate which way I'm going. Because, come on, Chase! Chase! Come on. Good boy. All eyes should always be on you. The dog's eyes should always be on you. Now, I mean that a little facetiously. Obviously, when we're out in the field, when they're doing something, they can't be. It's not like they're healing, per se. But they need that kind of attention. Come on, guys! Chase! Come on, let's go. Come on. Now, sorry I have to call them. Come on, guys! Good boy, Zorro. Zorro's going to come into view in a sec. And there's Chase. He's coming in right now. So what's happening is we're free ranging. And that means, just like it sounds, just like you hear chickens, they free range cows, whatever. The dogs free range with me. Come on, guys! I'm fortunate enough to have worked out essentially leases with farms kind of all over the area, from the Shenandoah, Virginia, through Frederick, Maryland, through Hides, Maryland. If you're familiar with the lay of the land around me, you'll some of those places may sound familiar. And these farms, the reason I do this is to satisfy their appetite to run and do the challenging exercises they need to do, challenge their energy level. Come on, pretty. Good girl. Come on, Zorro. Jag. Now this is an area, sometimes they have animals that pass away, kind of call it the farm graveyard, and they put them out here. So the dogs are very alert because they find bones and stuff. I'm sorry to be kind of I guess you can call that a little gruesome, but you know, it's the reality of the farm. Some of the animals, for whatever reason, old age or whatever, they pass away, and they put them out in an area to return them to the earth. And the dogs will sometimes find the bones because other animals get a hold of some of them, they feed off them, whatever, and the dogs will find some of the remains, and I'll keep them away from that, but sometimes they'll get a hold of a bone or something. Zorro! Now, you just saw, that's Jag. He was drinking. The water here, there's a lot of underground springs. The dogs are in alert. It's probably just a squirrel, but this time of year, Zorro! Good boy. See how he turned away? Now, he's still alert, but he knows I'm in the house, and I'm not going to allow him to prey upon anything. Sometimes, this time of year, animals are coming out of hibernation. We're in early spring now. we're in, I forget the exact date. I know if you're not watching this broadcast live, late March 2019. I mean, I've been doing this for so many years, and you can go back on all my videos. I think the videos go back 10 or 15 years ago when we were still using film, or at least just no live streaming, of course, no Facebook, whatever. But once in a while, you know, an animal will cross our paths, especially when they come out of hibernation. I find I'm almost going to call it like a deer in the headlights. They're just not, they don't have their full sensory, so they don't seem to notice us as far in advance. I'm talking groundhogs, talking let me see, sometimes we'll come across what else hibernates? Maybe groundhogs, possums. I think, I'm not sure if possums hibernate, but believe it or not, during the day we will come across sometimes possums that aren't rabid, from at least what I understand. But I know when you come across a possum or a raccoon during the day, you really need to take precaution, because they probably are rabid. But I've come across them during the day, and they seem to be acting fine. Actually, skunks too. That's what we've come across. So come on, pretty. So I'm turning around. You're taking a look at the boys. They're doing so good. They're just waiting for me patiently. Now, depending on where we're at and what time it gets to be. Come on, princess. Get her. Princess. Come on, good girl. Princess. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Now I gave her a little audio tone just because she was far away. Excuse me for one sec. Hey, I'm on a live broadcast. Do you need me? Bye. Sorry, folks. This is live TV, essentially. So I've got a oh, sorry, I'll make the screen bigger again. Come on, guys. So the collars I use. Sorry if I'm going back and forth here. I'm trying to cover the most ground and talk about what's relevant. The collars I use are called Garmin GPS collars. It's called the Garmin Alpha system, actually, and it tracks the dog, and it lets you communicate with the dog. So it tracks the dog using kind of like VHF, so it's not cellular. It doesn't cost a subscription money or anything. You just have to buy the units, which are expensive, but they work. And when I say communicate with the dog, you can actually vibrate the collar. You can use a tone. So it's cool. You have different ways, and you teach your dogs to respond differently to different tones as the dog ages and you're concerned, and also when they're far away. Jay, Chase, Zorro. Sometimes, what I mean by far away, I usually keep them in my sight, but they meander a little. So if they get out of sight, they turn around a corner. I'm right behind them, but they get around there a little bit further than I want them to. Come on, Jack. Then I can send them an audio tone real quickly. Now I can see them on GPS too, but if it's a windy day out here, and I mean, unless they're right next to you, you're not going to know where they're at. You're not going to be able to communicate with them. So it's great. These audio tones work so good. Come on, Jag. Jag. There Jag is. Now I know he's out of range, and I apologize. So what you're looking at right there are Chase and Zorro. Zorro just went out of camera view. I'll put him back in. And Princess is behind me, and now Jag's behind me a little bit too. So I'm going to move Jag over towards me. Now to my right, I guess you can see, I'm not sure you can, there's an old cornfield that just hasn't been tilled yet for the new crop to be planted, if they plant it this year. So we run between these fields. I'm running on a hay field right now, and there's a lot of scents. A lot of animals come through here, a lot of droppings, which the dogs are attracted to, which isn't bad for them. You know, it's going to happen. They're going to eat them, whatever, but it's all fine and dandy. I never had an issue with it. Come on, pretty. Pretty. Now, I don't have Jim here today. Princess. Good girl. Come on. Come on, pretty. Good girl. I just have to make sure she turns around, because if she's going the opposite way, because she's older. Again, she could lose sight of me, and even though I can page her, she needs to know where I'm at. Come on, guys. I'm going to show you what they're... Well, come on, here. Chase. Now I'm going to give a bunch of audio tones. There you come. Usually when you give one tone. Come on, guys. And Zara's doing a pit stop. Princess is making her way. Sorry you can't see this, but they'll come into view any second. I don't have Jim here to be my cameraman as much. So I can't really control the camera like that. But Chase will be coming into view any minute now. They're a little tired. They're moseying along. You know, the weather's starting to heat up a little bit. I mean, it's 50 degrees. In the sun, it might be a little warmer here today. It's definitely, relatively to me, cool. Of course, anything to the Huskies, anything above 0 degrees is going to be warm to them. But they still have their double coat on right now, and as the spring starts to set in, it becomes a little more warmer for them till they shed that. Once they blow that double coat, that undercoat, it'll at least be a little more tolerable. So, but that won't happen. That'll actually, it started to happen the last groom. And by the time the weather really heats up, they'll just have their top coat. And it's Never Shave a Husky. If you've watched any of my grooming episodes on my Wolf Driver Live channel, I tell you all about it, because they are, you don't want to shave a double-coated breed dog ever unless it's for medicinal purposes. So, sorry, we are spread out across this field. You might be catching, I'm trying to see, that is Zorro. But besides that, they're spread out across the field. And it's cool because we can do this. But at the same time, it's hard for you to see. Come on, Zorro. Zorro's actually trying to move to the left, but I'm going to keep it coming. Now, I'm going to kick up the pace a little bit and try to give you a view of everything, of what's happening. So, behind me, it's so cool. He's doing great. I'm going to be able to show you in 1 second. Here we go. This is what it looks like. There they all are. Now you've got Zorro and Chase there, and Jag's on his way. They're just into sniffing everything today. It's all about that. I mean, I'm doing it for their enjoyment. Again, the Huskies have an insatiable appetite for exercise. They need to air it out. And chasing a ball, game of fetch, usually doesn't cut it with a Husky. They usually do it once or twice, and they're done. So what I've found is having more than one Husky has really helped me, because they entertain each other. Nobody, you don't, how can I say this? It's hard to know how to play with a dog unless you're a dog. How much pressure you can put on them. I've seen them drag my dogs across the back patio. Just Chase will drag Zorro. Jag will be in concert with him doing it as well. So dogs know how to play with dogs, unlike us humans. Of course we know, but certain things we wouldn't do smartly, but certain things dogs will do in play with each other because they're dogs and they know each other, and they, you know, it's part of the regiment, it's part of their instinct. So, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out why I'm not moving here. So I'm trying to put the camera back. So, sorry folks, it looks like we got a slow connection here. I'm going to try to keep it going, but sometimes it's a little challenging through these slow connections. So if I'm breaking up, I apologize. But what I'm saying is having more than one Husky helps a lot, because they feed off each other and they play with each other hard. And they, you know, when you're training one, you can train another. And once you get one trained really well, the others usually follow in suit. At least it helps somewhat. You might hear a lot of my phone blowing up. A lot of it is related to the collars I use. I use something also called a Link AKC, which is kind of like a Fitbit for dogs, but it also has a GPS capability on it. Now, it's not going to track them like the Garmin Alpha that I'm talking about that I use, but it does track them well. I mean, if your dog runs away, it can totally track them. And I know that. I've never had that experience, thank God, but I know it because I lost one of the collars. So essentially, the collar ran away. The dog dropped it, which isn't good either, but it was kind of my fault the way it locks into a particular strap or collar they make for it. And it just... somehow I hit it and it got messed up. But I was able to go back a mile or two and find it. Come on, pretty. Let me get Princess here. Princess, come on. Now she's, come on, Princess, here. Princess. Come on, good girl. Come on, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Look at this good girl. What a good girl you are. Come on, good girl. Come on. Come on, good girl. Good girl. Had to just direct her. Now, she's coming across the big field, too. Of course, she's coming across the big field, too. Of course, she's a lot slower, and she's burning more energy because she's older. It's harder for her to lift her legs, etc. But want to give her and want to get her as much exercise as possible, but got to keep her moving the right way. Come on, guys. So, in case I'm sure you can't see, Princess is to the right of me now. Come on, good girl. Jag is behind me. He's just resting. I'm going to give him a call in a sec. That's Chase you're looking at right in front. And Jag got up now, and he's on his way over here. Come on, Jag. So you have to do activities with Huskies that they want to do, because it's all about, they got their own mind, of course. I mean, they're so independent. There's Chase and Zorro in front of me. Jag's coming on my left. Princess is coming from behind. So I've suggested, come on, Jag. I've suggested this to people before. That they go to people in their area through just networking, people you know, relatives, family, friends, etc. And let them know that, hey, do you know anybody that has a lot of land that maybe I can run my dogs? Maybe I could, you know, give them $20 a month. Zorro! And you might find people, come on, good boy, that will let you do that. Essentially, that's what I did. I didn't know anybody with a farm. I networked myself and looked in different papers where people were looking to rent, like horse pasture, stuff like that, and they might not have been the right person that had the farm or the area for me, but they usually, people with a lot of land know other people with land, just like this farm is surrounded by a lot of farms. Now I can only go on the one farm, but that's enough for me. It's 500 acres here. But you network yourself depending on what you're looking for, and you might be able to find an area for a reasonable price, because you're not doing anything to the land. You're just walking your dog. And on a farm, you don't even need to clean up after your dog. Some places might want you to. Luckily, where I go, we don't have to, but that's not a big deal either way. And if you could walk your dog, you could train them off leash like I'm doing. Husky's really tough, but using the proper equipment, like these guys are going at it, love it. Chase and Zorro are Chase and Jag are just testing each other, playing, and they're actually blood related. They're cousins. Stay, Jag. Jag. So you'll hear my voice change, and sometimes it becomes more assertive. Sometimes I put a little urgency in there for the dogs, whatever. And I do that for training and to get their attention, because they are Huskies. And the tone of your voice tells them your feelings. That's why I designed this whole series of dog relaxation music and guided meditation. I'm a martial artist for many years, and meditation's a strong component of the martial arts. And I thought, how wonderful would it be to do guided meditations for my dogs, for Huskies. Now they don't. Zorro, good boy. They don't obviously understand the English language like we do. We can teach them a few words, we can teach them commands, but a guided meditation is going to be different. What they get out of the guided meditation is the tone and the way it's being said. Of course, the common accompanying music, but also the tones or nature blends, whatever we accompany with the guided meditation. Now, in addition, the person, the dog parent, if you will, listening, here comes Zorro, and Jag and Chase are in view, way far away. But actually, you know, it's a wide angle camera on there, so it looks a lot further than it is. But the person listening to the guided meditation, we made them so they're offering training tips as well, and they're really good. So you can go to wolfdreams.com, or you can find Wolf Dreams on YouTube and hear a lot of them. And All Dog Zen is another one of my web pages. So wolfdriver.com, alldogzen.com, and wolfdreams.com, alldogzen.com, and Wolf Dreams on YouTube. Now, to my right is Princess. You can't quite see her. There comes Zorro. Jag's to the right too. The guys are moving really slow today. They're just, if you were here with me last time on my live broadcast, they were moving a lot faster. Come on, Jag. Jag. Good boy. They're just really into the smells and what's going around, and that's okay. Again, we're not training for any race or any competition. We're doing this for the health of the dog, and I've done this with Princess for many years now. I've had her since she's been 4 years old. She's now 15, so I've had her for 11 years plus, and she's learned this. She hasn't done it all her life like these guys have, but when she was younger, we of course would go faster. When they were all younger, we'd go faster. But still, at their age, they're roughly 9 to 10 years old. They still have a lot of youth in them, so they're still big runners. And if I pull the pace up, they'll kick it in gear, kick the turbocharger in, the Husky turbocharger. Come on, Chase. But I'm not going to get them worked up yet because I've got Princess still walking at her slow pace. They're having a ball in this field, though. Come on, guys! Chase! Good boys. Sorry, again, your view is going to be a little limited here because when the dogs are to the side, you don't see them as much. But hopefully my commentary is good enough that the view is secondary. I know a lot of people like to comment, and I love it, shout outs and everything, but I can't do it because it's just me here today, and we're simulcasting. I'm simulcasting to a lot of different Facebook pages, so it doesn't always show your comment right away. They do get in the feed, and I will see them. Not that they're not there, but it takes a little while till I can go through everything. If we get a chance to stop, I might be able to look at the different feeds and give shout outs, answer questions, comments, concerns. I know somebody, I remember just recently, Jag, had a comment, they had a concern actually about, we were running, it was our Saturday adventure. We were at the Washington and Old Dominion Trail in Northern Virginia. Somebody commented that, and if you're watching me, I'm just picking this out because it's a good comment, and a lot of people ask similar questions. So I know somebody got offended once because I kind of said their thing, what they were talking about, and it was taken wrong, and I apologize for that. But the person had asked, come on, Chase, about why am I running on concrete without blacktop, without booties? And that's a really good question. The reason being, well, sometimes you don't see them. I have invisible booties on, which is called Musher Secret. It's a wax, Chase, that applies to their pads, and it goes in between their toes also to prevent the snowballing effect, which is where snow builds up on certain dogs, especially dogs that have hair between their toes. Not all dogs do per se down to the pads. So you can do a few things. You can cut it, or you can put Musher Secret on. I'm saying just trim the fur, or you can put Musher Secret on, or you can put booties on. I've seen snowballing happen, and it's not pleasant for the dog. It's just like the buildup, because it gets the heat in between the pads melts the snow a little bit, so it starts building up snow. It originally builds up the ice, which makes it like a magnet, and the snow sticks to it and becomes a bigger snowball. Come on, Jag! So, when we're on, got Zorro and Chase in front, folks. I know it's a little hard to see. I'll try to get them a little. They're going around the corner. Sorry. I'm trying to do this all myself. So with the booties, when we're on concrete, now of course when there's no snow, you don't have to worry about snowballing. But when we're on a hard surface, it can wear the pads down. So Musher Secret actually helps with that. It can help with heat on a hot surface. It can help. You have to read the directions and what it's used for, but it's got a lot of really good purposes. And sometimes, depending on the conditions, I might put it on them if we're going in the summer. Now, I won't take them to a concrete trail in the sun in the summer, but I will take them to run hard surface trails a fair amount. What I do is usually don't need any paw protection, but if there are adverse conditions or unusual conditions, I will put it on them. Some dogs are more sensitive than others. Come on, Chase! I try to build up callus on them. Chase! Good boy. Chase! Let's go. Sorry, I'm just wrestling with the words with them. I try to build up callus on the dogs. They're going to get that just like a human gets it on their heel. Sorry, it says slow internet here. And if I can build up callus... Come on, Princess! When callus builds up on them. Stay, guys. Zorro, no! Zorro! Here, Zorro, here. Zorro. Drop it, drop it, drop it. No, no! Bone. Let's go. That was a bone. Actually, it was a foot of a deer. Come on, guys! Free! Come on! Chase! 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 No! Come on. Jag! Jag! Chase! Good boy. Zorro! Good boys. Zorro! So, get to see some training. Come on, Zorro. Good boy. Come on, Chase. Free. That's why. It's probably a carcass of a deer somewhere around here. So, what happens is we build callus up. Come on, Zorro. Zorro. Good boy. Let's go. And I'll pick the pace up. What's happening is they're getting the scent. Apparently, a deer was killed around here, and they're getting the scent of it. So what I'm doing is just clearing them out a little bit so we can because that can be the recipe for a little confrontation. They get pretty possessive of what they find out here, and they know that I'm right there telling them don't pick it up, and one wants to get it for a second and try. It becomes a whole big game, actually. So what I do usually is get them to drop it, just pick it up and put it in the back of the ATV. That way nobody gets it. I don't have to worry about it if we come back this way in the next, few days, whatever, that we're gonna come across it again. So we're coming across, there's a farm on the other side, which has got cows in the pasture. They've got, looks like a little fire going, burning stuff, whatever. And there's a fence between them, but of course I'm not supposed to. I couldn't go on that property anyway with the fence there, but I'm not supposed to because there's only this farm that I have access to, which is fine. Just gonna kick it in. I don't want to make sure Princess. Yep, she's right there. So they're gonna. Let me try to show you them. Just trying. I don't know but they're on the wood line to the right, if you see that. Back to the lecture at hand. I build callus up on the dog's pads, therefore they don't need any booties any of the time. For most activities. If there's extreme conditions, they may. Also, running on hard surfaces helps their claws. Obviously, it maintains their claw length. And I can tell, if you have a trained eye, how the claw of the dog or the nail of the dog is worn, whether it's running too fast or whether sometimes they're dragging a little bit. I'm not talking something like where you're really literally dragging the dog, but sometimes they'll drag their paws, arthritis and other issues. So it can be a signal. Chase, no. Good boy. He just dropped it right away. Like I said, there was a dead deer around here, and they're really good about, Chase was really good right now about listening. Zora was a little bit more involved. He wasn't, so had to go get it from him. But as you saw, if you saw in the video, if he was invisible on the camera, he just came right there, did what I told him to do. Chase, 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 here. Chase! Chase, here. Good boy. So, good boy. Good boy. Okay. Come on, guys. Free. Free. Okay, so what I do, because of Princess has an ongoing issue with Chase, and I worked most of it out with them, but Jay! Good boy. Sometimes they'll be confrontational. Now, as she gets older, usually older dogs, or in a wolf pack, dog pack, in the wild, they would, even in people's homes, they'll challenge each other for alpha position. If one dog's more dominant than the other, as the dog that's aging ages further on, of course, the other dog will challenge a younger dog if it's dominant also for leader of the pack. That means if they're leader of the pack in your home, that might mean they get more treats. They think they do, or they get first access to anything they find, a bone, whatever. So that's what alpha tends to mean in that sense. So Chase and her have always had a little, just you know, dogs are dogs, always have a little issue going on, and he's not challenging her, but she still wants to flex muscle and let him know that she's still queen of the area. She's wearing her crown, and let Chase know that don't mess with her, don't even think about it. So she actually becomes an aggressor, just like that. Zora's just drinking. The water to the left of me is a little, the ground to the left of me is a little low-lying, and like I say, in this place there's a lot of underground springs. The water's perfectly safe for them to drink. Now, as we get further in the year, something I call Be Gross, and it's stands for blue, green, orange, rusty looking, and stagnant, smelly water. That's what Be Gross stands for. I made it up. Don't let your dogs drink anything that looks or smells or you don't think is safe, because you get certain algae which create such a mat, and sometimes it's not always visible to the human eye, we can't always tell, but they create such a covering that it traps bacteria in it, and the water becomes toxic. And it can happen to farm animals that may drink out of a pond or an area like that. It can happen to dogs or whatever, and it can be fatal. So you need to be really careful of that. So I know where I'm at and what the dogs are drinking. But if we're out on a trail, I'll evaluate. Usually puddling water on a trail is not a bad thing. If there's not cars there, it usually doesn't stand too long. The trail's usually on top. It's usually not susceptible to standing water unless there's just been mega storms or just really a low-lying trail. But you always want to take precaution. Zoro! So I know the dogs are a little out of view. I apologize. Again, Princess is behind us. Now, this is a good time to check the mileage. Right now, we've got in roughly 3 miles, just like that. Wow. Chase has 3 miles. I'm going to give you a disparity. Chase gets about the most mileage, Princess about the least. So she's got 2 1/4. He's got actually 2.75, 2 3/4. Jag. This is a little hunting head. Now, the hunting this time of year is illegal. I don't know when that deer that I picked up was killed, but it looked pretty recent. But they're not supposed to be hunting, and I know the people who own the farm wouldn't be hunting this time of year. Of course, they abide by all the rules. They have to. It's a big farm, and the EPA's here a fair amount, etc. But people come on the farm, and they may take advantage of a situation. So that's why I'm loud and always let my presence be known, because I've never come across anyone that wasn't supposed to. Well, I did actually come across someone that wasn't supposed to be here during hunting season. This is not hunting season, but again, there's always, anything can happen. That's why I tell everybody, watch my live broadcast. Anything can happen. I hope I'm coming in clear to you folks. So we're trucking along really good. I actually got a decent pace going on. Princess is doing wonderful. Now, I would take it back to the woods. It's just actually like a junker, like an old piece of a car or something. I was concerned. I saw it bright. Sometimes it could be an animal. I've run into cows get out of the pasture, horses get out of the pasture here sometimes. That's fairly, not that uncommon of an occurrence on a farm, I'm finding out. So I've turned the corner. The dogs are great. We just came upon a cow. Now Princess has got a little bit of a thing for the Clydesdales. So, and because I thought I heard a truck, just be careful, tractors can show up out of anywhere. So just out of abundance of occurrence, I put her in the ATV as we pass the Clydesdale. She just loves them, and they want to play with her. The problem is just with a horse, and the horses, these Clydesdales have been around horses. Actually, Budweiser has, from what I understand, made an offer to purchase these, but I don't think the farmer wants to sell them. They're his babies, but he's got championship lines. He wins state championships for horses and all kinds of quite a repertoire he's got. Come on, guys, here. So I'm concerned I'm going to lose the broadcast, so I'm not going to take you through the woods. Come on, here, Zorro. Stay. We're just waiting for Princess now, and I'm going to take a right turn. They're used to going down. There's a whole wooded area, which is really cool, but we're not going to go through there. I'm going to go more towards where I have good signal, because I'm hoping people are enjoying the broadcast here. I know it's not quite as exciting when I have someone here to film, because I don't have full control of the camera. Come on, guys. Princess. Jag. Princess. Come on, Princess. Come on, Chase. Come on. Boys. Come on. Good boy, Chase. Come on, guys. Princess. Jag. Zorro. Come on, good girl. Well, they're getting good and dirty. That's why I get them groomed every 2 weeks. Come on. Great. Good girl. Jag, no. Huh, a little trail I never noticed. That's cool. I'm not going to explore it today. This place is so big. I find areas, I've been coming here for 7-8 years or something, and I've been finding areas that I still find areas like that I haven't been through yet. It's amazing. So Princess is behind us. Jag's just getting a drink out of the, this is definitely an underground spring here. The stream's not far, and you can't believe how wet it gets back here from the underground spring. Yeah, but we're always finding new areas to check out here on the farm. Come on, guys. And some areas I haven't gone to one area of this farm in 3 years because they logged it, and I have to make new paths through that. Jag, just haven't gotten around to it, but we don't need it. We could do 10 miles here without almost without doubling over any of the ground we've been to. That's the way this place is laid out and the miles we get out of here. It's great. So the audio collar's really helping Princess today because she made a couple wrong turns. Hey, Jag. That's all healthy play. I enjoy it. I love it. But come on, Jag. Princess will get very excited with it. Jag! You tell him a few times and he'll knock it off. He's the prankster. And it's really good socialization. It's just the best play in the world for the dogs. But when we're out on these adventures sometimes, hey, Jag! Jag! Good boy. I don't know what he was looking at. Let me just see. Stay. Stay. I wanted to see if I was right. Usually when he looks like that, it's a snake. So that's why I called him off of it like that. We do come across snakes. Luckily, I've never come across a poisonous snake. I've come across black rat snakes and other garter snakes, other snakes that are local to the region, indigenous to the region, but luckily not poisonous ones. There are copperheads that are in our neck of the woods, so to say, but fortunately I've never had one. And we go to some pretty, you've seen me, we adventure in some pretty rugged terrain. Actually in Virginia we came in contact, we have actually a little house in Virginia where I can take the dogs to also. You can check it out on, look up Wolf Driver Shenandoah. Come on, Jag! And a snake, there's mice in the area where we live, a lot of field mice, and there was a timber rattlesnake, really rare. Steve Irwin, he's passed away years ago. If you knew him from the, he used to have his, he was a crocodile guy, whatever you call him, on the, he was funny, what a great guy, the animal guy on Animal Planet, I guess it was. And he came to the Shenandoah, to the Blue Ridge Mountains in search of that snake because it's kind of rare, and that's what he would do. I guess one of the shows were about it, and he never found one, and we found one. Shows up at my house down there. Stay. Jag. So he noticed Jag's still going. Now he stopped, but now that was an audio thing. You heard it. See how their heads both move? I don't know if you can see that, but it was like in symphony, in concert. And the reason that happens is because one dog hears the other dog's collar, and they know what that means. Oh, now if I hold it for a long time, it means plots where you are. If I give a bunch of clicks, it means come back to me. So dogs don't need a whole elaborate training repertoire on commands. Basic and the most important commands are understanding no, and here, or come to me, and plots, which that's German, means lay down, lie down, whatever you can tell them, and to some way to make them stay. But usually I'll just use like plots. If they're plots, that means stay where you're at. And those three commands, I might be missing one or two, excuse me, showing my age here, are the most important ones because they don't, a lot of people, Zorro, good boy. A lot of people will try to train too many words, and for me, it's not right because when we're out on an adventure like this, only a couple commands, you're saying to them from a long distance. It's not like they're on a lead. Now see the way Jag looked. He might, Zorro! Again, me being loud helps a tremendous amount. Get the wildlife out of our area. Shoo it along again this time of year. The wildlife is like a deer in the headlights. It's just like dumbfounded. It just shows up. And it's not like, and I think because of a lot of it, especially groundhogs, are just coming out of hibernation and they're still frozen a little bit. They don't have all their senses working because we don't run into that many groundhogs except for this time of year. And when we do, a lot of times dogs will come in contact with them because they're not They don't have everything working. Usually animals in the wild are pretty good about avoiding the dogs, especially with us being loud. They're long gone before we get there. Now the dogs knew they were there. They pick up on the scent, whatever. Zorro! There's foxes around here. We've coyote around here. We've run into one coyote here, actually. At first I mistaken them for a fox. It was so surreal, because coyotes are starting to get more and more populated in this area, and so I wasn't really ready for them. And sorry, camera off line, but it was kind of like surreal. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm getting my camera out, like, that's a pretty wild looking fox, and I'm looking a little further, I'm like, oh, that's a coyote, holy cow. Okay, we're doing great. Princess is doing great. Now on a day like today, I might actually let her get, if we do 5 miles, well, we're already over, well over 3. So let's see where she's at. She's at 2.7 now, 2.7. Possibly might let her get 5 miles in today. I'll see how much we do. What it's going to depend on, we're going down to the pond here, and I'll see how everybody looks. Mainly how she looks, because I'm probably going to continue the boys on. If I keep her down, come on, Jack. Then we'll go slower. If I put her up, we'll keep it in the husky turbo, so to say. So it's a little actually chilly where I'm at now, because it's the sun is in, getting shaded by the bare trees right now. Soon to be full of buds, I'm sure. So I can feel the cool breeze. I'm dressing like it's spring for the most part, because I keep anticipating it. I get a little bit of spring fever. Actually, I enjoy the cool weather for the dogs, but I'm ready for a little warmer weather. We've had a really cold winter. Come on, Zorro! So Zorro's trucking through the woods, which is okay, but if he doesn't turn around in a second, I'm going to give him an audio. When I'm not up there, I can see him with full vision, but when I'm not up there, you know, a snake or something, they can turn up. Snakes are probably coming out of hibernation now, and I want to make sure. Zorro! Good boy. Just gave him an audio command, and he's right on. Now, him being in the... Zorro! So, they'll do that. They'll act like he's coming towards me, and they'll fake me out. They'll say, oh, that's all dead. I can show him coming in the right direction. Then I can go back. So, it's a husky. Chase! Chase, no! Good boy. See, there's the word no. And of course, they should always understand good boy, good girl, all the praise. But they do. Our tone of voice, they understand that instantaneously. That's instinctual. But you notice when I said, yeah, you couldn't see him. When I say no, Chase is boom, spot on, understands. Come on, Jag. Easy, guys. Now what, Zorro, there's field mice around here. They'll hunt them. They never catch them, at least that I've got. But also, because it's sunny, their shadows are showing up in front of them the time of day. So when they see their shadows, they sometimes mistaken that for movement, which it is movement, but it's them. Dog's eyes, again, are trained to detect the slightest movement, like a blade of grass blowing in the wind, in a gentle breeze. So it moves, and then they go over and they use their nose, which is their real way of hunting. Most dogs, not sighthounds, they use their vision, of course. And, Zorro! Hey, Zorro, get the head. There he goes. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but he stopped to wait as soon as I said his name. Stay, guys. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to turn a corner here. I'm going to let Princess catch up. Jag! Zorro! Jag! Good boys. Stay. Good boys. Now, understanding the way I say their name also, like if I say, come on, Jag, then he'll come. Jag! But if I say it like that, he knows I want him to stay. Now he might push the envelope a little bit. So what I do there is, good boy. Good boy. And I'm just waiting for Princess to catch up to us. Then you're going to get a real treat. We're going to go over to the pond. If you haven't been here with me before, it's simply beautiful. This place is awesome. So you're getting a look at the back of the front of the farm. Does that make any sense? But that's where all the equipment's kept, and all the crops are dried in those big silos, and all the trucks. They do trucking out of here too. I'm not sure what they're trucking. Hey, Zorro! I'm not sure how it works on the farm. I don't know all the details, but lots of big trucks, 18-wheelers come through here, and now they won't ride up the road I'm on, but in the distance, I don't know if you can see up there, they'll ride up there. So I've been coming here many years, like I said, and the EPA comes. Here's a big farm. So they made them, I think they logged the area at some point, and they definitely logged different areas here. But this area you're looking at that I'm coming upon, where you see planted trees, these young yearling trees, they planted them just recently, thousands and thousands of dollars to make a tree area that the EPA has. That's really weird. I gotta check this out first. Actually, I don't know what that is. Chase, if you just saw him jump, he thinks let him have all the fun he can. He's not going to catch it. I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's never happened with me. If you're wondering, Princess is right behind us. She's moving at her consistent pace, which is good. I'm always keeping her in my, I have a rear view mirror on here, and the ATV is wide open. Good boys. So they planted these trees, I think, to help with erosion. They're right along the stream line. There's a stream below me. Come on, guys. Now that was the weirdest thing. It was like a big nut, but the thing's the size of a pumpkin. Oh no, there's a few of them. I've never seen it before, actually. I don't know what the heck it is. So, oh, here, guys. Here, good boys. Here, Zorro, Chase, Jag, Chase, here, Chase, Jag, Jag. Come on, guys. Zorro. Jag. Good boy. Come on. Here. So awesome. How cool is this? How cool is that, folks? So I wanted to show you that because we were going down to the pond. Come on, guys. Here. And there's dogs down there. Come on, Chase. Good boy, Jag. Those are the farmer's dogs, and I just want to stay out of the way. Come on. Zorro. Just out of politeness, they don't mind if I come there when they have the dogs there, but out of politeness I stay out of the way. So I'm gonna go, this place is so big, I'm gonna go another way. Zara's all interested. He's like, yeah. But you see, they have to be trained to do that, to be able to do that. And you saw how they just did it wonderfully. So I'm gonna take them down to the stream. There's a stream through the fields here. And that'll give them some extra mileage. Come on, guys. And that'll let the farmer go about his business. And it might have been the farmers, the helper hand, what they call farm hands, people that live here and are help with the farming, etc. But they've got blue heelers. That's what they are. and they're great dogs. A lot of farmers have them, and we've run into them before, but I never want to impose myself. You know, I've got 4 dogs, and yes, hey Chase, come on guys. I just don't want to. I want him to not even know I'm here, because I always want to be able to come here, and that's the kind of relationship I like to do. So Chase is doing his thing, mouse hunting, and Zorro's doing his thing. Princess is still right behind us. You got a cool view there when I turned them around, how cool it was for, because I was going in reverse. So the camera's mounted to the front of the ATV here, but thought it was pretty cool. You'd get a cool view of that as I was going in reverse and they were coming at me. So we're racking up some more mileage as we move on. I'm just going to check it. Almost 4 miles for Zorro. Princess is working on. Miles add up quick here. Princess is working better than 3 miles. So sometimes, because of the lay of the land here, it's rolling farmlands, kind of, I mean, gentle for the most part. If you watch us, we go to a place called the Mill where there's extreme hills. But because of sometimes wet conditions and the underground springs I was talking about, I will need a 4-wheel drive here. So now you see that's Zorro and Jag cresting the hill, and Chase is to the left, and he'll come into view when I pull it like that. Princess behind me, still doing great. I'm gonna take them around the horn, I call it, and see if we can get another mile or so. Awesome day. Sorry, my phone is blowing up. Usually when you hear that, that's, I've mentioned them before, the Link AKC collars I use, just telling me the dog's in or out of range. When it gets out of my phone's range, it's really cool. It lets me know, hey, your dog's out of the area. It says, it'll say like Jag's away, and it usually just means he's outside of the Wi-Fi network. And if I didn't see him, I would say, well, where is he? And I'd start looking at the map, or I'd go outside and check if I was home. Because what happens is the base acts as the Wi-Fi at your house. When you're out in the field like we are now, your phone acts as the Wi-Fi. Good boys. So how cool is this? They're all standing really good, and Princess is just taking her time. They're standing at attention, I call it, because they're waiting for me to tell them, because we're at a Y in the farm, so they're not sure which way I'm gonna go, which is what I was talking about earlier. Come on guys. That when they shortcut you, or they can anticipate which way you're gonna go, then that becomes them taking their eyes off of you, or their attention off of you. And once they do that, you've lost their training. You're not the focal point. So a deer comes in their way and they're like, oh cool, I'm going for it. But when they're more concerned about dad or mom, their pack daddy or pack mama, they're gonna be like, oops, I can't go for that. I need to wait for my next instruction, or I'm under the watchful eye of dad or mom. So it's just a way, especially of a husky, of manipulating, starting the manipulation process. They're the best at it. So to my left is Zorro and Chase. Jag coming up on the side of them, because Jag thought I might be going the other way, but he waited for me. I didn't even have to give him a command. He said, okay dad, which way are we going? So when you train them the way I train them, They should only get so many yards from you and then wait for the next command. If you're walking, they're walking. If you stop, they stop. If I'm riding the ATV and I stop, they stop. That's the way it should work, and that's the way they should be trained. So if they keep going and they don't know where you're at, then the training's not right, or they need to be further trained. If they stop and say, what's Dad doing? What's Mom doing? Then they've got the training down, and they're like, oh, okay. Actually, I see 3 Clydesdale horses. I'm just looking way back over the lands, and I see 3 Clydesdales out there. I thought there were 2. This place is big. They got more than I know about. Again, I'm only getting bits and stories from the farmer. Easy, guys. So, you know, I'm just a guest here. Again, I don't own any of this property. I've got the best of a lot of worlds because I couldn't take care of all this property. So it's just nice being able to come here, and it's, you know, the grass is cut, paths are clear. I mean, it's awesome. Now we do have to do some work. I mean, I'm the only one here probably venturing through the woods all year long. They use the woods to hunt through, but during this time of year nobody else will. So if storms and wear on them and trees get uprooted and everything, then sorry, just taking a text here. Then I would have to maintain it. How cool is that? Zorro's out there in the field. Yeah, you can actually see him. I think you can. He looks like a cow from this distance. He's big like one too. He's not that big. Zorro's about 75 pounds. Now, Zorro is part Malamute. Sometimes in these fields, you know, a fox or a coyote can show up. So I'm always panning it, and I'm watching the dogs. Now, I'm not a dog, obviously, but sometimes I can outdo them. I'll find it first sometimes, especially when we're on a trail at night and using a light, because almost all the dogs, we just did a segment on this, or a post on it on Facebook, this element in their eyes they have, almost all animals do, that kind of make them glow. So when a light passes over them, you can see the eyes of the animal. Even spiders, I've spotted spiders. You know, you might have been with me. If you're a Wolf Driver fan from years ago, we were ghost hunting, doing a werewolf's run, I call it, with the dogs, of course, on one of the old trails, the historic trails through the Civil War ruins on the CNO, I believe. And I spotted not a ghost. Stay, guys. Ho! Now here's where you have good boys. Look at that. I mean, I know you can't see that, folks, but if you can, I mean, they're all just standing there waiting for me. Stay, Jag. That is 100% cool training. Now, because I turned around, they're not as amped up to be in this area because we were here before today, and they smell their scents there. They know we've been here, so they're not as excited, so they're a little easier to train. And when you're training to do something like this, it's great to keep taking them on the same plane, the same trail, whatever, the same day, back and forth, because they'll get tired of the scent and they'll pay more attention to you when you're trying to teach them. Now, Zorro was coming back to me because he wasn't sure what I was doing. I was stopped for a while. That's the kind of training that's imperative to do these kinds of activities. And he's just exhibiting good behavior. I mean, I wasn't even going to bring it up, but he just said, okay, Dad, you're there for a while, there's something up. So I wanted to come this way. Now, unfortunately, signal's not great through here, so if we do, I don't think it'll cut me off. I think it'll just delay the signal. So look at Jag. If I could show you Jag right now, he's doing a roll. He's so loving his life. All right, Jaggy, come on, Chase. Now, probably just let him get it. Nah, we need to go further. Come on, guys. Try to take him to an area to get more water. underground stream here, but it's getting kind of dry. Come on, Chase. And take him to fresh flowing. Come on. Here. Come on, guys. Good girl. Yeah, so there's so many training ideas and ways, and again, a handful of commands is probably too many. I mean, literally, my guys maybe know 4 or 5 besides sled dog commands, which are not imperative because I'm steering them with a bike. Stay, guys. But they're helpful. But for free ranging and most activities, a handful of commands, even for behavior. I mean, no, you say no. That's how important is that? If they're doing something you don't want them to do, just say no, boom. That, you know, and coming back to you. I mean, there's only a few commands that are imperative. Come on, guys. Zoro. Jag's smelling something coming from the woods, and he's not sure if I'm going to the left or right. That's why he's meandering in front. Come on, Zoro. Chase. Boys. Come on, Jake. So I'm going to take him, and I'm really hoping the signal holds out because it's really cool where we go. Looks like my mic might be a little hot. I mean, I might be too loud. Hoping not, but if I am, I apologize. Sometimes when they say the mic's hot, it can be a little distorted. So it's just because I got the volume level on the particular camera I'm using turned up too high, but it's hard for me to adjust those settings now out here in the field, so I really can't mess with it much, but I can just let you know. I'm sorry. If that's any consolation. See, look at them waiting. Just like that. Chase. Because they're not sure, am I going to go to the left or am I going to go straight? And that's the exact kind of training that we want from our dogs. Good boys. I mean, they're exhibiting role model behavior. Stay. Jag. Good boy. Good boys. Come on, Chase. So we're going into the woods, which is a little more sheltered, but it's also, of course, the trail is more defined. So pretty much they won't come off of it too much. Stay, Zoro. Zoro. Jag. Jag. Here, guys. Jag. Good boys. Now they're not gonna wander too much through here because I don't let them. But Jag, Zoro. But it can also be a little too close for comfort. So therefore, I want to keep the dogs, especially with Princess, because again, as she's older, she's just her dominant way. She might want to challenge the other dogs, and she does that to Chase, as I've explained earlier. So what I do, good boys, is I keep it a healthy distance. Zoro, Jag, Chase. Now I'm going to say their names a little bit. Zoro, Jag. Good boys. And I don't know if you can see them, they're waiting for me. Now they're very interested because we weren't through here earlier, where the other spot to get here I was through, so they were more manageable, if you will. Come on, guys. Princess. Princess. Come on, pretty. Good boys. So I can't see as well behind the corners here, behind the curves of the trail. Hopefully you're still getting this because this is awesome. Stay, guys. This was really challenging with Princess because it's harder for her to keep up, of course. And come on. Come on, Chase. Jag. 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 Come on. See, now we're going to go to a big stream. Well, bigger than these little washouts. Come on, pretty. Stay, guys. Good boys. Come on, guys. Now, how you can see how rough this is, rugged. Come on, guys. How cool is this, folks? I mean, when I was ho ho ho, Zorro, Zorro. Stay. Stay. How cool is this? I mean, you can see that's Chase to the left, Zorro's in the center, Jag's to the right, Princess is coming around the side now. And this is why we free range like this, in this formation, like I was saying. Streaming's a little low, I apologize, my signal. Jag! Chase, no! Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, Chase. Yeah, I was just telling Chase to stay over there. How cool is this, folks? We're in the middle. That's Princess right in front of you. Chase, no! Okay, free. Come on, Chase. Chase, free. Chase. Chase. Princess just looked around for me. That is so freaking cool. She just did great, the chase. He passed her. When a dog passes another dog, it can be confrontational, because that's saying that I'm taking over in the lead, even though it's not saying who's alpha. If they go through, for instance, if they go through a doorway at the same time, that is considered confrontational, and you might not have any problems with it. But huskies sometimes will, depending on the situation and the mood and the pecking and the hierarchy of the order with the dogs and the understanding and training, can create a fight. Believe me, I've been there many a times. So that's why I try to work them with my voice into a formation that I know is going to work, and to a comfortable situation for all. Now this, I'm hoping I'm live, folks, because this is a really cool area. Come on, Princess. Come on, Princess. Free. Come on, Chase. Chase, free. Come on. Come on, Chase. Chase, no. Come on. Chase. Chase, free. Come on, free. How cool is this, folks? Watch dogs cross it. I hope I'm still alive, because this, now you're gonna get to see Princess do it. How cool is that? How cool is that? This is a nice divot here. I'm going down. Actually, I gotta be careful. I don't want to scrape any of the cameras off the bottom side. I got other cameras on here too, folks. Good girl. She had a hard time making it up there. She did mark the area. It means she's feeling good. Okay, so easy, guys. What I got to do, my job, is to work my way in front of the pretty princess. There she goes. Just got a way to do it. Come on. Now, some of these trees are marked, as you see, because they're going to probably log them. They've logged a lot of this area. But when I was talking about what they logged, that was another side of the farm. I mean, this place is massive. Easy, guys. Now, Princess is behind. I'm crossing another stream. I'm going to parallel them. The lay of this land has changed because of the erosion. So now we're going to actually get some of this skunk cabbage. Come on, guys. They're right over there, folks. Princess is right behind me. They usually take the path of least resistance. Come on, good girl. So I gotta be really careful how I go through here so I don't get stuck. I do have four-wheel drive, but it's kind of tumultuous. So I'm gonna let the dogs go. I'm not gonna say their names because I don't want to get them coming back. Making sure Princess is... I don't know if you saw what I did, folks, but ho, guys, ho, Sorrel. Come on, chase now. My Princess is doing great. How? Stay, chase, Jag, Sorrel, good boys. Now I don't want to, Jag. I won't say his name too loud because he'll come back to me then. Princess, if you could see this, she is in that standing of water that I didn't want to go through, and she's just trucking through, and it's hard for her. She's doing great. Jag, stay. Now if I say it too much, good boys, I want to show them I'm coming their way, otherwise they'll come back towards me, and I don't want to get bottlenecked through here, because I got Princess coming up one way and then coming back one way, and it's it's wolf driving, folks. Come on, Chase, free. Come on. If you could see her, I wish I had the camera. I do have a camera mounted in the back that you could see later, but I don't have this one live broadcasted back there. But I will do that sometime because she's just doing so awesome. And again, a dog at her age, I wanna savor all the moments there are. Easy, guys. Can you see him? Stay. Jag. Ho, Jag, chase, Sorrel. Good boys. Did you see that? Stay. Good boys. See that? Just stopped. That's the kind of control we need. Now she's making her way up here. She's actually doing great. If you saw her, she's got on her mud boots because she was knee deep in the mud. Now there's cow. It's a cow pasture to my right, so they're interested in that. Okay, free, guys. Sorry. Come on, free. Again, as Princess has gotten older, instead of her chilling more, she's actually gotten a little more dominant and a little easy, guys. Zorro. So let me check the mileage here. What we've got right now. Zorro. 4.6 for the chase, man. Princess has got just about 4 miles. Amazing. You right there, they're waiting for me because I'm waiting for Princess. And see Jag right there, he just said I'm gonna sit down there. Come on, again, if they come too far back for me, come on, chase, free, then it's gonna run into Princess and I'm gonna have to reshift them all around. Once I got a good pace going, I try to keep it. For her, these guys I can stop on a dime. But if they start coming back this way, I'll be fighting them to get back to the other way. Most people say, how do you keep your dogs from running away? Well, I gotta keep my dogs going forward, away from me. Stay, guys. Now, when I was out here last time, there was somebody, one of the farm people were with the blue heelers that live here on the farm. And I'm just looking for him in case he's around. I'll go another way. Stay, stay, Chase. Chase. Jag. These blue heelers are real nice. I just want to make sure we, there's my guys. So Princess will get 4+ miles in today. We're probably going to wrap it up here, folks. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm gonna keep on the camera until I get them in the van. I hope to, if my connectivity stays good. But I'm not going to go any further. They got their fill in, and it's getting later here. Zara, Chase, good boys. She's doing it. And I'm going to put her up in the ATV just because I want to train her. She made it through the whole run. Come on, guys. Haul. Now, Hall's a sled dog command, which teaches him to go left. Haul, come on. Come on, here. Come on, here. Come on, Jay. Come on. Zara. Now, I'm going to get them in front. Now, she's running. I mean, you got to see this. She's going downhill. It's awesome. I want to make sure. Again, her vision's probably not as keen as when she was younger, so I'll make sure she sees me going the right way. Stay, guys. Now watch this. I'm going to try to... Here. Guys. Zara. Here. Okay. Here. Jack. Flex. Chase. Chase. Plots. Notice them. I'm trying to see if they're on camera. Oh, Chase, you can't even see because he's right in front. Come on, good girl. So I've got Princess, and I'm putting her up in the ATV now because we're gonna finish up. And I'm trying to train her. Hi, good girl. So I know you can't see this, but I might turn the camera so you can. Actually, I don't know if I can. Stay. So, can you see that? Oh, Chase Plots. That's Princess up here in the ATV. Now she's a little muddy, but she's happy. And I'll give you a final reading on her mileage. Sorry folks, I'm not wearing my microphone. But we're doing great. And say, Chase. Chase wants to go. If you're familiar with me running on the trails, Chase always wants to go. You always hear him whining. He's the one always doing his whining. That's because he's a working dog. He's like, no time to stop. I want to roll. We came here to work. So, let's see what you can see. Oh, cool, you can see most of it. Cool. I'm going to give you a mileage reading here, folks. Princess is at 4.05 miles. Perfect. Okay, watch me release that. I say the magic word. Princess in the ATV. Great. Stay, guys. If the ATV was ready, I'd be in real good trying to keep it all. How cool is that? Dogs know where we're going, and they're like, okay, Dad, we had our fun. We're ready to get in the van. Dog bus, that is. I'm going to show you how we do it. Princess is here with me in the van, with me in the ATV. She's doing great. Stay. Stay. Good girl. Stay, Princess. Come on, check. Check. Good girl. How cool was that, folks? One more time. I'm going to take you for a ride before I sign off. The pretty princess. That's the way she rides in the ATV, and kind of an elaborate setup I got today. I was trying to do a mega filming ensemble. Didn't quite work out like I wanted, but it was cool for what it was. ATV, this is how I ride, and this is how she looks from this side. That's the pretty princess. I'm the Wolf Driver, and I'm going to sign off here in a second. Hope you enjoyed the show. Please remember to check us out. Make sure you like Wolf Driver Live. Make sure you put Wolf Driver in Google and see all the stuff I do. Also got a page called Legend of the Wolf Driver, and that page on Facebook, just put Wolf Driver Legend Wolf Driver, forget the exact name, but it shows you some of the milestones that I've done with the dogs and with my life to make this all possible. Quite interesting and always awesome. This is Wolf Driver. Thanks so much again for joining us. Have a great day. Look to see you in a Wolf Driver broadcast real soon.